Hey guys, my name is Eric. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to take a deep dive into magical merchants, one of the sets that you'll find inside of Imaginary Ends, our latest variety expansion. First, a high-level overview. Every Doomlings variety expansion contains 5 sets inside. These include 3 clades, which think of these like Doomling species, 1 variant, which is kind of like a hybrid of cards that combine 2 or more clades, and finally, 1 supplement. A supplement fundamentally changes the game. In the original upgrade pack, this supplement was the meaning of life. In Imaginary Ends, which is what we're going to focus on today, the supplement is Magical Merchants. Magical Merchants contains 2 types of cards: Trinkets, which are kind of like mini challenges, and Merchants, who pop up in the Age deck periodically to give you a chance at a new Trinket challenge. Here's how you'll set the game up. First, you'll build your Age deck. Unlike a traditional deck, which contains 3 catastrophes and 9 basic ages, you'll do the following. Deal 3 piles, each containing 1 basic age, 1 catastrophe, and 2 magical merchant ages. Shuffle each of these piles independently. Then stack them and place the Birth of Life on top. Now your Age deck is ready to go. Okay, next you're going to shuffle the Trinkets and place them face down. This is the Trinket deck, and you can place it off to the side of the discard pile. Each player is dealt 2 Trinkets before the start of the game. Players will look at the Trinkets, pick 1 to keep face up in your trade pile, and 1 to trash. You'll trash your Trinkets in the pile next to the Trinket deck. If ever the Trinket deck runs out, simply shuffle the trash pile and it becomes the new Trinket deck. Okay, here's how you play. Each game of Doomlings is the same, where you play traits to score points before the end of the world. However, you now have new opportunities to bank guaranteed points. In the bottom right-hand corner of your existing face-up Trinket, you'll notice a number. This is the amount of points you stand to gain if you're able to complete your pocket objective. Once you complete the objective, you will be eligible for a new Trinket at the start of the next age. Here's a little pro tip. Points range from 1 to 5, with 1 being generally the easiest to attain, and 5 being the most difficult. Each Trinket also comes with a handicap that you must abide by until you complete the objective. This handicap is called an awesome power, because the merchant who sold it to you is kind of sneaky, but that's a story for another day. Let's look at the types of objectives you may encounter. Play. This is simple. Play the required trait to pocket the Trinket. Reveal. Show your opponents that you have the required cards in your hand. You can do this at any time, not just during your turn. Hand discard. So if you're able to discard the required number of cards, either through effects that force you to discard or through the normal stabilization process, you will complete your objective. Draw. This is simple. If you draw the required number of cards, either due to a trait's effect that you play or through the stabilizing process, you'll achieve your goal. And finally, trait pile removal. This is a tricky one, because normally you can't remove any traits from your pile without an effect occurring. Luckily, there's only 1 Trinket in this set that has this objective, and the awesome power allows you to remove the required dominant. The question is, will you want to? So, I mentioned there are 2 types of ways that you can get new Trinkets. The first, which we just covered, is to complete your objective and pocket it by placing it face down. In this case, you'll draw a new Trinket before the next Age card is flipped. There is another way to gain a new Trinket, and this is where one of the random Age cards flipped reveals a magical merchant. These merchants come in handy, especially when you're struggling to complete your objective. There are 4 ways a merchant might be able to offer you a new Trinket. The first way is called buy. This allows you to draw a Trinket, look at both, and then trash one of your 2 Trinkets. This allows you to evaluate both options and pick the easier one for you to accomplish. The next method is called exchange. This requires you to trash your trinket first and then draw the next trinket. Think of this as a blind exchange where you're not sure what you're going to get, but you're pretty sure that the trinket you currently have isn't the trinket for you. The next way is called bargain. This is where you blindly trash your trinket, then draw one. But if you don't like it, you get to repeat it one more time by trashing the new trinket and drawing one more. Finally, the best way is called collect. This is an awesome one because it instructs you to pocket your current trinket, effectively banking the points without completing the objective, and then draw a new trinket. Love when that happens. It goes without saying, when a merchant appears, it affects everyone at the table. A couple of things to keep in mind. Those awesome powers, aka handicaps, take priority over the current age's effect. An example of this might be if we're in the age of high tides, which says that if you play an effectless trait, you get to play another effectless trait. However, you have bottled air, which says you cannot play more than one trait on your turn. That handicap takes priority, and you won't be able to take advantage of the age's effect, at least not until you pocket that trinket by revealing 2 blues in your hand. Trinket powers / handicaps also take priority over trait effects. So in that same example where you have bottled air, which does not allow you to play more than one trait on your turn, you may not want to play selective memory because you won't be able to take advantage of that effect, which says play one trait from the discard pile. Again, Trinket's power takes priority. When the world ends, you'll tally up each player's trinkets points during the expansion step of the online scoring tool, which can be found at scoredoomlings.com. Imaginary ends can be found at doomlings.com and on Amazon in certain countries. Thanks so much, and have a fantastic end of the world.